I was referred to Dr. Perez through my OBGYN, Stacy Rogers. She had referred me to him because I was experiencing some lower abdominal pain that was affecting my daily life. I had gotten to the point where the pain was so bad that I couldn't work out or do my job. What I do is a personal trainer, and I'm physically active, and so when I would become physically active, it would start to cause me severe cramps, and it would take me out for hours and sometimes a day. So I had gone to my OBGYN to figure out what it was. She'd run some tests, and she determined that she thought it was endometriosis. 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was also diagnosed with the BRCA1 gene. Because of the BRCA1 gene, even though my OBGYN thought I had endometriosis, she wasn't able to treat it because of the gene. One of the methods that the method that she knew how to use was to use hormones, and because of my BRCA gene and my breast cancer, I was not able to use that. So she sent me and referred me to Dr. Perez. I finally got an appointment with him, but before I did lots of research because I was extremely nervous about going to see him, and I had just attended a conference where they talked about ovarian cancer. When you have the BRCA1 gene, you have a higher percentage of breast cancer as well as ovarian cancer, and because I had breast cancer at such a young age, they had talked about removing my ovaries when I turned 35. So I had been doing a lot of research, and he was one of the doctors I was looking at anyways, at possibly having that done later on. When we went in to speak with him, one of the things that I learned at the conference was they were starting to believe that ovarian cancer doesn't actually start in the ovaries, but rather in the tubes, and a preventative measure you can take before removing your ovaries is to remove your tubes so that you keep your hormones and you don't have as many problems. So when we went in to talk to him about the endometriosis, we also talked to him about having my fallopian tubes removed. And he spent probably a good 2.5 hours, 2 hours with us, discussing all of our options and talking about all of the complications or anything that would happen, and he was absolutely amazing. He answered every question that I had because I literally had a booklet of them written down, and he took every minute and answered them. He was wonderful. I decided to go through with having my fallopian tubes removed as well as the endometriosis. He told me that if I removed the endometriosis and the fallopian tubes, by doing that, I would knock out both of those at the same time. So the preventative measure for the ovarian cancer as well as having a reoccurrence of endometriosis. So it sounds like a win-win to me. I did, however, get scared the day of my first surgery, and he did not remove the tubes because he was extremely kind and told me, because I didn't feel completely comfortable with it, that he was not going to do that until I felt comfortable, which I thought was absolutely amazing. And I met later with Catherine, who again spent another hour with me talking about options as far as having my tubes removed and what my options were if I later on down the road wanted to have children. One of my fears was that I wouldn't be able to have children, and they have a method that you can actually still do that even without your tubes. I thought that was really amazing, and I didn't know that was a possibility because I didn't discuss that with him the first 2-hour session I had with him. But she reassured me that that was an option, and she kind of told me about the process that would go on. And then she also reassured me of my other big concern was my hormone levels. When I went through breast cancer, it forces you into menopause, and that is a hot mess, literally a hot mess. And I was terrified that if I removed my tubes that I would have to go through all of that again. And I was scared and terrified, and she reassured me that he'd done many surgeries. I think she said he started doing surgery at the age of 17, which absolutely blew my mind. And again, I read many reviews and went back and did a little more research and decided to finally have it done. And I'm about a week out now from my surgery, and I feel great. And my scars from my first surgery are super small, which I can't tell you how much that means after having breast cancer and being scarred up everywhere. So to have a little scar versus another big scar is absolutely everything I could hope for. And so far I have no side effects other than being a little sore, and it's been great. I would definitely recommend Dr. Perez. Actually, I've recommended Dr. Perez to several people, My friend's daughter has had or was diagnosed with endometriosis. She's 18 when she found out about my doctor. And I told her everything. She's now going to take her daughter to go see him. He's also extremely kind. His staff is extremely kind. They're very patient. They take their time with you and ask or answer every question that you have, which is not like most doctors. They normally want to get you in and get you out. And I really can't say enough about how wonderful they are.